Hey guys, it's Danielle. I am making a video for people as far as what to expect when buying chickens for the first time and what exactly you do need for your lovely chickens. And what we're going to do is we're going to go downstairs to where my chickens are right now. And then after that, if you guys still want to hang around, I will go into a little bit more detail. What's my cat doing? We'll go into a little bit more detail as far as really what you need. So I will give people the opportunity if they want to stop listening to the video after we go downstairs. You're more than welcome to. If you want to keep listening, go right ahead. It just really depends on how serious you really are about wanting your chickens. So I'm bored right now, so this is a great opportunity. I have 4 chickens in the basement, and I've had chickens before in my past, so it really gives people a wonderful idea as far as what to anticipate in the beginning. So here we go. Okay guys, so here we are. Here is my lovely chicken coop. This is actually a cage that I bought from PetSmart. It is an actual bunny cage, but it can house up to 4 chickens in it fairly easily. But the most important things that you guys need is, for one, you guys need your chicken starter food. This is 1 bag. It is medicated. You can get ones that are not medicated, but it's up to you. I usually go through 1 bag of this, I would say twice a month for the first, when they're 1 week old. But now that they are 4 weeks old, they are going through at least 5 bags of these, I would say every month. So 5 bags every month. So these are $5 each. So they are now going from, you know, $10 to, you could say $25 to $35, give or take how many bags you guys use. So I mean, I'm pretty fairly sure that it's just going to keep increasing month by month as far as how many bags you need. So you really want to make sure that wherever you are located, that they carry chicken feed, unless you guys are really going to have to buy the food quite in advance if you're going to buy everything online. And it's a little bit harder. My local places do not carry chicken food, my places that are 5 minutes away. So I do have to drive 35 minutes away to get their food, but I do buy in bulk, so it's not so difficult. But the first week, you want to make sure you have the right bedding for your chickens. So the correct bedding that you want is your pine shavings. It literally looks like, you know, your typical kind of bunny bed. See that? It's like kind of just really fluffy. That's what they use for like the first, I would say, week or 2. As they get older, I switched to feline pine. I know it's for cats, but it's organic, natural pine. And the difference between this and your shavings are, these are kind of like pellets. So this is like your pine shavings. I mean your pine pellets. So I switched to this at 3 weeks. And the reason why I did is because the pine pellets have a better odor blocker, even though this is organic, 100% natural pine. But with my silkies, they have very fluffy feet. And I'll show you one right now, real quick. Come on. But they have very fluffy feet, you see that? So you don't want them getting stuck. You don't want them getting, like, having stuck bedding shavings on their feet all the time. So these pellets are very important, that it won't stick to their feet. So, you know, eventually you will want to switch. But keep in mind too, if you guys go online and find a chick starter kit, they usually run between $70 to $80, and they will give you basically everything you practically need, like a heat lamp, which is what we have right there. Your heat lamp should be at 250 degrees. It's not a standard heat lamp that you would buy for like a lizard. Your lizard heat lamps are 150 degrees, so when a person tells you you can buy a heat lamp at, you know, your standard store. You better call and make sure that it's 250 degrees, because this needs to be really, really warm. Depending on where you get your chicks and how old they are, sometimes your heat lamp will be literally right here and your chickens will be right here. Now that they're older, I can give it a little bit more of a distance now because they don't necessarily need it. You can kind of tell if it's too hot or too cold. You'll see if the chickens are too cold, they're going to be right underneath this lamp and they're going to be huddled together. If they're too hot, they'll never ever go to that side of the actual area that you have the lamp on. So you can easily tell with the chickens. But no matter what age they are, whether they're 3 weeks old or 4 weeks old when you get them, or even if they're 1 week, you must show them how to feed and how to drink the water by just dipping their beak in the water and dipping their beak in the food. Usually one of them will teach the others by example where the food and water is. So usually I only had to show one of them once how to do it, and then they just followed each other. So we have the feeder, which is your standard one in here. It's just a little tiny feeder, and then you got the water, which is what they're looking at right now over there. Now if you don't have your water raised like on a brick or hanging by the ceiling by a little bit off the ground, it's going to get dirty very, very quickly. So I have to change the water, I would say twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, and then I have to change that feeder, I would say once every day. So they go through, like I said, food and water very quickly. And the only thing else I didn't share is I have this treat stick, and it's made out of wheat and crushed corn, and that's really good for them. They love it. It's very healthy for them. And at 8 weeks, once they're 8 weeks, they can go outside. Now with your chick starter kits, they may not be in a cage like this. They could be in cardboard. And with the cardboard one that I've seen for, I think it's like, give or take, like $74. That gives you like the heat lamp, the, you know, the food, the shavings, the cardboard, all that kind of stuff. It can house a lot more chicks, but you want to keep in mind too, you know, when you get, when they get older at 8 weeks, your adult coops are going to be a lot more expensive. I spent, like I said, I don't know if I actually said it, but I spent like $99 on this cage. And with the accessories like the food, the pine shavings, like $25, and another $5 for those food and water bowls. So keep in mind it's definitely an investment, but the adult cages, if you stick to 2 chickens, you're going to be looking at $199 to $299 for just 2 chickens. That's like the standard of what I've researched. But if you have 4 chickens or more, like if you buy 4 chickens, or if you buy six to 7 chickens, you're going to be starting to look at $499 for chicken coops and go up from there, unless you make your own. But that is really the standard as far as what I saw for the chicken coops. Now when I am cleaning this, I don't really want to stress them out too much. So I do always keep like a cardboard box with some bedding in there that I can just pick them up and then put them in this box for, like, you know, just only a couple minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes, just so I can clean that entire coop out and just get it all done at once so I don't have to stress them out. But that is basically it. So you got your food, you got your feed, you got your coop, you got your shavings. You don't necessarily have to have the treats, it's just an option. But you really want to make sure that if your local places do not carry this kind of stuff, that you really got to figure out if you really want to keep doing this on an online store, or find out how much you really do need to go if you are going to make a drive once a month like I do to get all this stuff. So just keep that in mind. And also, before I go, just to show you guys, if you didn't see in the before picture, as you can tell, Come on, move out of the way. If you can see there, I do have the water bowl on top of like just a little like cardboard box. And the reason why is because if you leave it on the same level as your pine shavings, you're going to be cleaning that water almost twice or 3 times as much during the day. So the higher you keep it at a better level from your actual shavings, the less crap is going to get in that water bowl. So that's really important. Some other people, they may have it hanging, but it's a little bit more difficult. You may want to, holy cow, you may want to do it, you know, when you get into the bigger, you know, actual adult cage. But as of right now, this is a perfect size. So hopefully that helps. But again, we'll keep on talking. Okay, guys, I'm back. So that is my chicken coop, and to just give you guys a little bit more intel as far as if you guys want to use the starter chicken coop that you guys can get, it's called www.mypetchicken.com. It comes with 1 feeder. It comes with 2 waters bases, so just 1 feeder base, 2 water bases, and then it comes with a 250 watt as far as the red. That's another thing too, is you can get heat lamps that are just clear or white, and then you can get red ones. Even though the red ones look a little creepy, that actually is the one they do prefer more, just because they can go to sleep with the red light shining at them. The white light is a little bit more harder on their eyes, so it's a little bit more, you know, distressing for them. So I would say definitely stick to the red 250 watt heat lamp. And as far as the cardboard, it just is an outer cardboard, and it gives you also shavings for the bed, and then it also gives you 1 bag of pet feeder. Like I said before, you're definitely going to need more pet feeder than just 1 bag, so definitely stock up when, you know, buying this, you know, chick starter kit. It is $72. They do have it in stock. If not, you can always certainly buy yourself your own, you know, whatever kind of, you know, crate or whatever you want to do. This one, though, specifically can house up to 11 to 12 chickens, but that does not mean you should buy 11 to 12 chickens. Like I said before, if you are just starting out, like I was talking to you about the coops, the adult coops do definitely get a lot more expensive. So I would say if you want to keep, you know, the coops to the best price you possibly can, I would stick to 2 chickens, and that is it. That's my personal recommendation. If you want to spend a little bit more, kind of in the medium range as far as coops go, you could do 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 chickens. And those usually run, like I said, between, you know, a really good one that's really going to last you the long haul, I would say between $400 to $700. If you do really want 11 to 12 chickens like this thing can fit in, you're definitely going to be looking over definitely, you know, $700 and up. So it definitely runs pretty high. You're better off building your own coop at that point, I would think. But it's really a personal preference. And then as far as the heat lamps, like I said before, you can't go just get a lizard one or your pet iguana one. Those are 150 watt. You definitely want one that's 250. Like I said before, you can definitely tell if it's too hot or too cold based off of how they are reacting to the actual lamp. When you do go to the person's house, wherever you're going to get the chickens, you can instantly tell, you know, where's their heat lamp located. You really want to mimic their already environment that they already carry. So, for example, even though, you know, in the past you did have the heat lamp closer towards the cage, well, you go buy chickens and she's got it really raised up. More than likely, if you bring it back down, they're not going to be happy campers. They're going to be, you know, all over the place, you know, not being able to do much. So you really want to mimic what they're already used to. And as far as the feed goes, even though that was chicken starter medicated feed, that's not something you want after 8 months because that's not going to make your eggs taste good. So you really want to make sure you switch to a different adult food down the road, and I'll get to that in a different video, but this should definitely help you in the very beginning as far as 8 weeks. Until you transfer them outside. The best time to get chickens, I would say, is in the summer and spring, because when you do transfer them to the outside, it's definitely a lot more nerve-wracking. If you're transferring chickens for you and for them, it's nerve-wracking because you have to transfer them all in the winter, and it's going to be a lot harder for them because in the winter, more than likely, they're not going to spend much time outside. They're going to spend more time inside. Especially when it snows, you definitely want to keep the whole entire run closed off. They should just be in that coop, and that is it. Even the windows closed. So keep that in mind. You don't have to keep them outside in the coop. In the winter, you can have your own, section downstairs in your basement or in your garage, but I just keep them in the coop outside in the winter. And as soon as it gets a little bit nicer, I start keeping them, letting them go outside for a little bit. And like I said, downstairs, I change the bedding, I would say, every 2 days, and I change the water and the food every single day. So it's definitely, chickens are not something that, you can just take care of once every few days or so. It's definitely, the younger they are, the more requirements they're going to have. Like, for example, if they're 1 week old, you got to make sure that they don't have poop that sticks to their butt and you have to clean it off. It's definitely a lot more, daunting of a task, I would say. When they are adults, they are a little bit easier to, manage just because of food and everything. Your food bowls are a lot bigger. Your coop is a lot bigger. So you can definitely house a lot more stuff in there. And as far as cleaning the coop, most people say on average either once a year, if you do that kind of layering, thing, you can definitely look it up. I usually clean it once a week, so it's really a personal preference. So hopefully that does help. And if you guys do have any questions, another thing too is when you do, before you go to somebody's house to get chickens, make sure you know what type of breed you're getting. There are like over 50 types of different chickens, so make sure you know which one you're getting. If they are very friendly, if they are egg layers, if they do, what type of eggs they lay. And most of the chickens in the very beginning, you will not be able to sex them. I have no idea what I have in my basement, even though they're 4 weeks old. I have no idea until they're older. It's just because silkies are very, very hard to sex. Now, there are different types of chickens that are easier to sex. So it's really up to you as far as what type of chicken you want, if you want to know right away what you're having, or if you would rather just not worry about it and just get the type of chicken you want. It's just a personal preference. Down the road, if you do have 2 boys, roosters, you may have to worry about them fighting each other. If they are, really vicious toward each other where they're like drawing blood, you may want to have to get rid of one. Or you can try to stick it out and see if they make up. But, more than likely, if they are, brought up to, with each other when they're super young, more than likely they shouldn't have a problem with each other. So just keep that, something to keep in mind. And can you eat eggs that are fertilized with, the roosters, stuff? Yeah, you can. There are some people that even think it is healthier to eat just because it is fertilized, but you want to make sure that you grab the egg like that day. You should always be checking your coop every single day. So just make sure you get it out as soon as you can so that chicken doesn't start getting a little possessive over it. So just keep that in mind. And that's, I think, pretty much it until I transfer them to the adult coop, and then we can go from there. So hopefully that helps. If you do have any questions, let me know. But there is a million different types of chickens and a million different types of colors. So make sure, like I said, you call the lady, do some research as far as what type of breeds and colors she has and how old they are. If you are wanting typically a little baby like I had on that food package, you're looking for a 1 week old. If you do like the actual size that my chickens are, you would probably say 3 to 4 weeks old. And then if you're wanting ones that you can already put outside, you're probably looking for an adult, which is, you know, fully feathered, you know, I'm talking about, which is like 8 weeks or older. They are going to be more expensive. So just keep that in mind. Most chicks that I bought were like $3, 3 to 4 weeks. It's more like $5. If you want one that's like 8 weeks or a little bit older, you're probably looking between around $20, depending on what type of chicken. So just keep that in mind. So good luck, and I'm getting tired, so I'll let you guys go. But if you have any questions, let me know. So good luck and happy chickens. Say bye, Miko. He's like, I want chickens. I want to eat them.